April 20th, 2016. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. Well, the Japanese automaker Mitsubishi has now admitted that it manipulated fuel economy test data in more than 600,000 cars to make emissions levels look more favorable. The president of Japan's sixth largest automaker bowed an apology at a news conference in Tokyo today. This is the biggest scandal in Mitsubishi since a defect cover-up over 10 years ago. The company said that the manipulation involved 625,000 cars produced since mid-2013. These included EK mini wagons as well as 468,000 similar cars made for Nissan Motor. The problem was found after Nissan pointed out inconsistencies in data. Mitsubishi conducted an internal probe and found that tire pressure data was falsified to make mileage appear better than it actually was. Mitsubishi is the first Japanese automaker to report misconduct involving fuel economy tests since Volkswagen was discovered last year to have cheated diesel emission tests in the U.S. and elsewhere. There was a sharp new tremor that rattled Ecuador overnight, a 6.1 jolt. It was the strongest aftershock since the big earthquake of 7.2 that struck over the weekend. The Ecuadorian government also raised the number of dead in Saturday's quake up to 525. There are still 200 people missing. The ongoing severe flooding in Texas is in the Houston area is being likened in severity to 2001's tropical storm Allison. That storm was predominantly a flooding event, but resulted in more than $7 billion of economic losses and about $3.5 billion of insured losses. The Houston area has been hit by more than 20 inches of rain in the past 3 days, including 17.6 inches of rain in Houston on Monday alone. Torrential rainfall to the east of the capital of Austin has caused the Colorado River to rise by about 25 feet, causing further moderate flooding in that region of Texas. There was a short break in the rainfall yesterday in Texas. However, it's expected now to face downpours over the next several days, which is only going to exacerbate the situation. Yesterday in New Jersey, there were 2 brush fires in the Meadowlands area, the area just to the west of New York City, that interrupted and shut down train service on Amtrak and New Jersey Transit into New York for 3 hours. The 2 brush fires had cast a thick pall of black smoke over the region that could be seen from New York City, and the fire had in fact jumped the tracks and was on both sides of the tracks. It was finally extinguished and rail service was restored to normal by the evening commute, but with significant delays. AmTrust Financial Holdings has won the bidding war to acquire ANV Holdings from the Ontario Teachers Union. The Ontario Teachers Pension Plan is selling the group to ANV Holdings. It's selling ANV Holdings to AmTrust for about $218 million in cash. The deal is expected to close by the end of 2016. ANV had been up for sale for some time, so this is a long-sought victory by the Ontario pension teachers plan, so to speak. Profits at insurance and reinsurance firm Allied World dropped by more than $50 million for the first quarter. They had a net income of $74 million for the first 3 months, down from $124 million for the same period last year. The drop is offset by about a 19.5% increase in investment income over the same period. It's not bad news, though, because the decrease was mainly attributed by a decline in the reinsurance segment, which dropped 16% as the company passed on treaties and reinsurance business for which they thought the premiums were too low. So this is an example of disciplined underwriting. Meanwhile, in France, the government is approaching Parliament to ask for a 2-month extension for the state of emergency that was declared after the November 13th terror attacks. They're hoping that it's going to cover the European Soccer Championship as well as the Tour de France. Following the attacks in Brussels last month, concerns in France have been raised in fan zones where spectators will gather to watch the soccer games on large TV screens. They also want the emergency to cover the July 2nd to 24th Tour de France event. Interestingly, in Germany has asked Belgium this morning to take offline 2 nuclear reactors very near the German border because of safety concerns. The German government said that an independent examination has said that the two Belgian reactors, Doel 3 and Tihang 2, which are close to the German border, do not have the necessary backup security systems to react to an accident. Other neighboring countries, including the Netherlands, have also raised complaints about the general safety standards at Belgium's nuclear plants. Concerns have centered on the 2012 discovery of thousands of tiny cracks in the steel walls of pressure vessels in some of the reactors at Doel and Tihang, which have led to the affected reactors being taken offline for some time. Following extensive examination, the Belgian government decided to open the reactors, saying the cracks had in fact been there since the beginning and didn't affect reactor safety. What's not being said is a reference to published reports after the Belgium terror attacks several weeks ago, in which it was noted that the terror planning targets also included nuclear plants in Belgium. The Germans and the Dutch are concerned about Belgian nuclear power plants located very near their borders. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.